Here is a practice question. How would you print numbers like this? The key to answer this question lies in the range that the iterator variable varies within. So, as you can see in the answer, I can vary from 0 to 200, but with a step size of 50. Note that we had seen this way of defining the ranges before. It says I will take values of 0, 50, 100, 150 and 200 throughout the execution of the for loop. Alright, let's see another application of for loops. Here I will show you how you can see this loop to compute the sum or product of a sequence of some numbers. Let's start with summation. Assume I would like to write a function that receives an integer value n and then computes the summation of all numbers starting from 1 to n. How would you do this? Please look at the body of the sum 1 to n function that I have within here. Let's see how this function works if n equals 5. At the beginning of the function, the variable run sum is initializing within a value of 0. Once the value of run sum is initialized, then the loop starts. The iterator variable I starts from 1. Then the value of run sum, which is currently 0, is added to the value of variable I, which is 1. The result of this summation is 1, and so the new value of 1 is associated to the run sum variable. At this point, MATLAB reaches the end of the for loop and goes back to the beginning of the loop. Now the value of I is incremented by 1 and becomes 2. Since n is 5 and I is not larger than 5, MATLAB performs the commands in the loop. In particular, it adds the current value of the variable run sum, which is 1, to the current value of the variable I, which is 2. What is the result of this summation? It is 3. So the new value of 3 is assigned to the variable run sum. Again, MATLAB reaches the end of the loop, so it goes back to the beginning of the loop and increments I by 1. Since the current value of I becomes 3 and it is not larger than 5, MATLAB performs the body of the loop again. This time the run sum value, which is 3, is added to the value of variable y, which is also 3, so the summation is 6. So the value of run sum becomes 6 this time. This makes sense because I is now 3 and run sum is 6. That means so far we have computed the sum of the numbers from 1 all the way to 3. I guess you can see how the value of variable run sum gradually increments. It always correctly shows the sum of the numbers from 1 all the way to the value of the iterator variable I. When does this range stop? Well, when I becomes 5. It is the last time that the value of run sum is updated and becomes 15. After that, the value of I variable is 6, and because it is now larger than the value of n, the for loop will not be repeated anymore. After that, MATLAB finishes the program. The result is 15. You may want to try this function for the value of n equals to 10. You should get the value of 55.